it is finally here, the most important week of any F1 fan in Africa or anywhere in the world. It is
Race week!
week. Woo! Yes, it is race week. I'm so happy, man. We are back. F1 is back. I'm dusting off my TV set because I've not used it for a while. So it's gonna get used again. I'm so happy about that. I have my guy Mwine from Entebbe, Uganda. I have Pupe from Jersey representing the beautiful Zambia today. My lady, my gentleman, welcome to the paddock porch. Let's get it.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Always a pleasure to be on the porch. I love it here.
Another interesting thing, as you can all see, the paddock porch got larger. I now have two guests, more editing work for me. The more the merrier, right?
Yes, indeed.
The more the
Yes.
funner it is.
I know. So I don't know by the end of the season how many people we can comfortably fit on this porch, but we'll keep adding until it gets impossible to fit more guests. But yeah, the more the merrier. It is about African F1 fans. It is about Formula One itself. I won't be doing too many full episodes. Tell me how many people you think we are going to fit on this porch by the end of the year. Yeah, tell me in the comments. How many people do you think I can fit on this porch? Yeah, so Alpine, Williams, McLaren, Mercedes are running the Mercedes power units. Red Bull complained about the Mercedes engine. I don't know, there's a lot of debate on that. I haven't gotten into the technical issue of this engine. I only know it's about the compression ratio, and it seems to give Mercedes an advantage. I'm not sure if it's just the Mercedes Formula One team or it's all these cars that run the Mercedes engine that are getting an advantage. Mwine, what would you say about that?
Well, I will say Mercedes and its teams will have an advantage. That's true. Though Mercedes, as the racing entity, since it made the engine and supplies, will always have a technical know-how. The others will use, but you know the craft. So I feel Mercedes has the advantage, and since the engine is legal, will race unless otherwise.
Yeah, but I'm shocked, right? Because apparently FIA can work so fast on complaints. Red Bull complained about this and it got attention of the FIA and it's being investigated as soon as possible. Does this happen? I don't think it happens this fast. Like we get the decisions well into the year after the car in question has gotten the advantage. What do you think, Vupe?
I feel like they're trying to avoid what happened the last time Mercedes had an engine advantage, which was like 7 years dominant. The FIA as well of late has been very quick with changing things according to how many teams are complaining, which is ruining. If it, from fan perspective, it's ruining the sport because it's like, let them race. Let's see what this engine that you've built can do. But then when you think of fairness, it's like, are we going to see the same people every year? But personally, I feel let us see what they built.
Yeah. But also, if it's an innovation, it should be encouraged, right? If other teams didn't think of doing it, why punish one team, right? They did their homework. They read the regulations from top to bottom. They found a way to give themselves an advantage. So for me, I would say let the teams that did their homework race and get the wins. If it means another dominance of Mercedes, I don't know, but we should never punish innovation anywhere. I don't know if you have anything to add on that.
I'm going to add on that. I feel most of the times they do this because not all the teams can afford the same resources. Like it's also money based. The bigger teams have more money, so they get to put in more to improve their engine. So it means that if we allow every team to do that, then there's going to be a huge gap between the smaller teams and the big teams. So that's basically why sometimes they have to put a stop to it. They want to make it somehow fair for all the sides of the grid.
Mwine?
Well, I would say, for the perspective of Mercedes and our run-ins with the FIA, the only thing is how do we now race? Because you may find it's not Mercedes' only advantage. It's also tactics of mental warfare.
Let's see, because I mean, I was excited to see innovation like people are teams starting to complain, then you feel the competition has already started. So let's see if everyone with the Mercedes engine has an advantage. It means McLaren also are going to be doing well this year. But yeah, let's see. Melbourne is up, guys. We are almost on rest day. So for me, it will be 6 a.m. Winner, what time are you watching?
7 a.m.
Ooh, Vupe.
I'm watching it at 11 p.m. on a Saturday.
Easy,
Very lucky.
easy. I think it's good timing at night because in the morning, like for me, rush hour, you have to get kids ready. It's crazy. But yeah, let's see. I'm so happy. And people are saying that the lights out this year will not be the lights out we have been seeing in previous years because apparently the cars need some time to heat up, or I don't know, to rev or to do what. Ne, what do you have to say about that?
Well, it's the first time the sport has gone 50-50 electric, 50-50 combustion. It brought so many challenges, and personally, I'd say we're still a long way with EV technology, if I'm really being honest. As they removed that MGUH, which was used for the last 12 years, they brought in this EV technology. Majorly, it was to allow Audi and Cadillac enter the sport because their brands sell a lot of EVs. That was a concession FIA made. And because those teams want the same technology they use in their race cars into their everyday cars, they don't want to have separate division. Mercedes and Ferrari were fine with making road cars its own department, race cars its own department. So that's where we are. And even Ford also for Red Bull, they're big in EV now, so they also wanted that technology to be transferable. But for the rest, we wait and see.
I didn't know that dynamics of the Cadillac and Audi thing. Thanks for that. I didn't really know that angle of the EV kind of argument. Wupe, what do you think?
When I saw that Ferrari not moving, I was like, fix this. Fix it now. I said, fix it. I don't know because I've been so busy, I didn't have time to really follow the technicalities of what's going on. And when I saw that it's taken over 10 seconds for my car to move, I was like, I don't know what you need to do, but this has to stop because we're not going to have lights out. Away we go, and 2 red cars are stuck there. No.
Yeah, it will be hectic. I'm sorry to say this. I'm not a fan of electric cars, first of all. So actually, why are they so quiet? I always do my walks, right? And these EVs sneak up on you. You see a car pass, you're like, where did you come from? They are so quiet. Should we really do more electric wise? Are they saying it's sustainable energy, or I don't think we should head that side too much.
Well, I feel one, the EV technology was rushed. I feel it's not ready. That's a bad thing. Two, a lot of EVs, where people say, yeah, it's green energy, but they're a hazard on the road, very silent. Then the fact of charging, and they use lithium ion batteries like the ones we use in our phones. So how
To
much
dispose,
replacement are you going to do?
actually, to dispose is a
Undermining danger.
problem. Yeah,
Yes,
I read about that. That
true.
disposing those batteries is more causing more problems to the
True.
environment.
Uh, And if you stay in hot countries, I think Bupe can attest to me. During your summer, you're hearing EVs are going to blow up. They're doing so many recalls. So I feel until that technology is going to be sorted, that's another thing. Then the practicality, driving 300 kilometers and then you charge for like 3 hours. No, I rather buy petrol.
Yeah,
So
I saw that the backlights are supposed to show you if your engine is charging or if it's charged, or those lights are changing, like to show the driver at the back if this guy is on what energy. It's crazy, but yeah, let's wait and see. But I really hope you're going to be fast, because we watch these things because they are supposed to do things we cannot do. Melbourne is up next. The Australian Grand Prix is our season opener. I used to prefer Bahrain as a season opener. I don't know about you, Mwine.
well, as a veteran fan, Australia has so many memories.
Okay,
But
Vupe.
Yes, I agree with him. As a veteran fan, I preferred Melbourne. So when they
Australia.
switched to Bahrain, I was like, no, take this back.
The reason I'm bringing that if Bahrain would have been the season opener this year, it would not have probably happened, right? Because of what's happening around
True.
those areas. You know, war affects everyone. Now it's here affecting Formula One fans who don't know if Middle East Grand Prix will take place. And yeah, we keep calling for peace because, yeah, peace is expensive, and anytime we get peace, as a person, as a country, as a region, as a world, let us try and keep it
True.
because it's really expensive to get peace. And yeah,
Very.
the veterans have said they like the Australian Grand Prix, so I I have nothing to add on that. Drivers are complaining about the cars, the regulations, power units, everything. Like literally, they are complaining about everything. Should this be an indication of how this year will turn out? Are we going to get a high like we normally get? Or is it going to be an underwhelming year as the drivers try to make sense of the new regs? They try to adjust to the new car because, there is a lot of complaints from a lot of drivers. Most of them have driven in Formula One for long. So if they have a problem, we know there is a problem. They are not just saying it for the sake of saying it. So what do you guys think, Mwine? Are we going to get a high, or we are in for a lesson about
I think,
regs and adjustments?
well, I think one, just like any major rule set in F1, there will always be complaints. If we go back, 2011, when DRS was coming, so many people are opposed to it. When we're going to the hybrid from V8 to V6, so many drivers said no. But funny enough, the V6 turbo hybrid gave us two of the fastest ever Formula
Yeah.
One cars. So I would say, yes, there will always be that. The most important thing is how fast do they adjust. And I do believe it's going to make for very entertaining races and more who has the mental edge due to the limitations. Do I go full throttle? I have no battery in the corner. Or I wait and attack. Though I'm not sure how we'll have the double orbit overtakes. Like through goes Hamilton. That's the only thing I'm worried about.
Then the battery dies.
I think a lot of teams are sandbagging because technology has improved so much so that I believe the teams have it figured out. Yes, we all have to learn, but I feel some don't want to show the full potential of the car. And that's why I think I really want to see what the first two races are like. Tech is so good these days. Let's wait and see.
Yeah.
Go
Yeah, so I need a high. Like, I watch because of the high of seeing the cars go fast. So all this complaining, as you're saying, I hope it's sandbagging, because actually someone on TikTok said the same thing about Aston Martin. They're like, no, they're sandbagging, but in the races, because no one can hide their potential in the race because points are at stake. That's where we can know. Here they can pretend, but yeah, on quali and race day they cannot because points are at stake. So are we going to get a podium prediction today?
I
Yeah, so
agree.
let me hear it. Give me your Melbourne podium prediction, Whoope.
I don't want to put my Ferrari boys because it's a hope that kills, but I could do Oscar George Charles.
So for you, P1 Oscar, P2 George, P3 Charles. Okay, Mwine, give me your podium predictions for the Australian Grand Prix.
I will go with Kimi Antonelli 1, George Russell 2, number 3,
Mercedes guy.
Max Verstappen. Yes.
P1 Kimi, P2 George,
Yes.
P3 Max Verstappen. Hey,
Yes.
this one will die with Mercedes, eh?
I feel like a
Yeah,
bad Ferrari fan.
yeah, with Tifosi, I understand where you're coming from because we have had good tests previously, but it never panned out to be a good season. For me, I can put P1 Charles just because I will pretend that it was not testing. It was it was the actual race pace he will get. So I'll put Charles on P1. I'll put Lando on P2 because I think he won Australia last year, if I'm not wrong.
Yes,
Then
he
I'll
did.
yeah, so yeah, let me put Lando on P2, then I'll put George on P3 because I know he can do something with that Mercedes. They didn't push it in Bahrain, but I could see that Mercedes is working nicely. Kimi can dethrone him. I'll just put George there as a matter of status quo. So the rest of the crew, give me your podium predictions in the comments. Write who's going to be on podium in the comments, and I will respond. And we will see on race day which prediction pans out. I want to get your view on this. Fan came here and said George Russell will be Formula One world champion in 2026. But TikTok are not agreeing with her. They are saying George Russell will not win the championship this year. Somebody even said if he wins, he will be an underwhelming champion. Imagine. Unhinged, but opinions and views are welcome. Everyone is allowed to have their own opinion, their own view. You are the Mercedes guy on this sport. Tell me, can George Russell be world champion this year?
Well, I will break it down in its simplest form. I know George is not liked by many people, maybe because he's from the upper class. That's a reality. But in terms of racecraft and everything, he has really matured. The only issue that might dent his title hopes is the fact that Kimi has matured. You see, when you don't have a competitive car, that brings a lot of growth. And if George is to take this title, all he has to do is score 9 wins in the first half of the season. In Formula One, there's what they call natural pace and then the car pace. If you look at the drivers with the fastest reaction times on the current grid, Alonso 1, Kimi Antonelli 2, Leclerc 3, that's why he's a qualifying master. Number 4, Max. 5, Lewis. Lewis is more of a much better racecraft person. His stats are a bit slow, but once he's in the zone, it's another thing. But in terms of natural pace, because you can see Antonelli's fastest in Monza slammed the car in the barrier. He has that natural speed. Even Alonso, why do you think they say he's so quick with reaction? So that's the thing. If they split the wins, Kimi will take it this year. But George also knows he signed a multi-year contract, but by October, when Mercedes usually give a contract, if he has not beaten Kimi, well, Max is coming. That's a fact. But as a Mercedes fan, I want George to win. We have a very good lineup. Then Kimi can win the year after. That's fine by me.
Oh, wow, that's a good take. We normally think that anyone can win, anyone can race if given a car that can go fast, which is wrong because not everyone can do it. If you take one driver from a team that doesn't have a good car and put them like in a good car, it's not guaranteed that they will win. So
That's
there is
very
that
true.
natural talent, that racecraft that is mostly found with actually people who have won many titles because they have honed their skills. Whoope, our Tifosi girl.
I was actually a Mercedes girl for a very long time. I just moved with Lewis Hamilton when he moved to Ferrari. So,
so you're following Lewis Hamilton, but I would like your view. Tifosi are hopeful they're gonna have a good year because of the testing in Bahrain. But last year, Ferrari fed us hope. And we took that hope wholeheartedly. But you see where we ended up, like it was the worst season in I don't know how long because Hamilton did not get any win at all. So what do you think this year? Being quick at testing, will it translate to a good performance the full season? Should Tifosi hope for a champion this year? That is, will Lewis Hamilton get his 8th? What do you think?
As a Tifosi, we are winning. Like, it doesn't matter who the driver is, as long as the horse is in front. The red horse has to be in front. For me, it doesn't matter which driver it is. Sometimes team politics do get in the way of which driver gets to win.
Yeah.
Sometimes we don't know the ins and outs of people's contracts. Like, we don't understand what's going on behind the scenes. So you find that even if someone is quicker and someone is getting the most out of the car, there's certain things that need to happen. That's why sometimes teams have number 1 and number 2 drivers. Like, when you don't set who the number 1 and the number 2 is, there's problems. For Ferrari, I'm a bit confident that maybe it's more than testing. I strongly believe that Lewis and Charles are a very good pair, given that Lewis is a bit more mature now with his racing. We have 7 at home. He's chasing an 8th, but
Of course.
he's chasing
You had to throw it inside there.
had to throw it inside there because people forget. One thing about Lewis, give him a good car and he'll perform. You see him do what he can do, and he'll show you why he's a champion. You can even see with how champions race and how other people race is different. Look at Bortoleto. Piastri won every series of every championship he's ever raced in. Championship mentality. Bortoleto, F3, F2. Even in a Sauber, you can see
Amazing guy,
how
yeah.
great he drives.
Amazing
Ollie
guy.
Behrman, in that Haas, produces points. This is where you see driver caliber. But can you
Yeah.
handle the car? Can you handle the pressure? Can you handle the thinking? Because sometimes it's beyond race pace. I don't know which driver, like you said, is equipped for this new era. I just want to see people race. If it's going to bring some competition, I'm ready for it. And sorry to take you back, but I'm going to go with George and Kimi. I feel like if Mercedes don't put a stop at some point, it's going to be Nico Lewis kind of situation.
Well, the thing with Mercedes, yes, they had that Nico Hamilton 2016 that was
16.
chaotic. Mercedes, they'll give everyone same car, same everything. The best driver wins. Yes, you can split your strategy, but they'll never put it in a situation. Nope. Race to the end. You're on pole, you get that better tires. Simple. The only thing is, which I know after that 2016 season, actually saw it with Hamilton Bottas, Hamilton George, now George with Kimi, is there's a serious deduction if you DNF your teammate. So that is the contract clause they have. And the odd win.
I'm going to take you back. Bottas, for example, was given so many times to let Lewis pass. So many
True.
times he could have raced, and he had to fight for his teammate to win.
Yes. Well, I would say the difference in it, if you look at the first 8 years of the hybrid, 2014, 2015, 2016, Mercedes had no competition. 2017, Ferrari finally has an engine.
Okay, I get it.
Vettel starts to win races with the other Kimi Raikkonen. 2018, it's the same story. 2019, Leclerc, Vettel. Hence, Bottas was doing a support role. 2020, Mercedes had no competition. 2021, Red Bull comes. You see, that's the
So it
difference with
depends.
Mercedes.
So what you mean is, depending on the competition that year, the
Yes.
team will decide how to go with it. If there's no
Yes.
competition, they can pick their
Rest
outright
themselves.
championship winner from start
Yes.
to the end. Okay, that's
Yes.
interesting. Yeah, because if there's competition, if you choose one driver and then you mess up, now the championship is gone. I understand your fact, and I also understand Whooper's, because I remember it used to cause a lot of issues, because at the end of the day, everyone wants to be called champion of the world. So do you play teammate for that long and let the other guy win? Or at what point will you be like, imetosha, now it's my turn?
People are saying it's battle of the second drivers at Cadillac. That really made me laugh.
Oh my gosh. I can't wait to see what happens in Cadillac, because both of them, as you're saying, they were number 2. So will they fight to be number 1, or will they both try to be supporting roles?
Well, I would say for Cadillac, since they entered the spotlight, they've just got their factory and all. They're not making their own engine till 2029. And they have taken the most humble path. Pick the drivers of the two teams that have won the last 14 out of 15 titles. That's Mercedes and Red Bull. What makes Red Bull lethal? You see, I'm not a fan, especially after Abu Dhabi 2021, of Red Bull, but game is game. Red Bull will be relentless if they can smell a win. Same applies to Mercedes, and I think what Cadillac have gone for is like what made these two teams very lethal. The execution and all, which I feel Ferrari has missed, especially after Schumacher left the sport. So I feel for Cadillac, their goal is to build a relentless winning machine by the time they have an engine in 2029. You can see their driver contracts are up to that time.
Okay. Let's see what they do. As you're saying, they're playing the long game in this, so they might not be championship contenders. But yeah, let's see who in the team between Bottas and Perez proves to they can be number one driver. Or but yeah, thank you so much for coming through, guys. So I told you guys to come help me test this more than one guest thing, and thank you so much for coming through. And it will be a good year whereby we will put our voices to discuss, to debate, to have a conversation on Formula One. We watch every race, right? And so we go bold or go home. Bring your views, bring your opinions. Thank you for coming through. Bupe, I cannot close this recording without talking about this. I pinged you when your guy was seen with Kim Kardashian. I felt the pain on your behalf.
Let me just drink some water.
And so I was like, Kardashians have entered the chat, right? Fans talk about this Kardashian athlete cast. That's why Team LH was up in arms and they're holding their breath. But tell me, do you think this, personally, I think it's business, right? Because Kim Kardashian is a ruthless businesswoman. Lewis Hamilton is a brand magnet. So for me, I truly think it's for business. They will not call it out because whether it's negative or positive brings attention to them. So no one has called it out or made it clear they want the conversation to keep going. But what do you think? Do you think there's something to this or it just could be business?
It could be both, because immediately after, I just see Lewis in a Target ad saying, Almave in Target. I think Lewis is at the peak where he's like, is my career ending? Like, what's next? You know? And if personally, if I'm to want to do business, I would be with a Kardashian.
Yeah, they really know how to go down and work. Like that, I can
Yes.
give them credit for. Those women, they come to masterclass for a reason, right? People make fun of them, but look at where they are. So for me, when I saw it, even when I told you I think it's work, I think it's business. But you know, the internet will try and twist everything. But for me, even if it's a relationship, right? I wish them all the best.
The Kardashian case is real, and I'm
'cause-
just so
yeah.
worried because we had a bad season. We're not about to have another bad season, please.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah. But anyway,
well,
we wish them well.
well, I would say it's a free world. We're free to choose who we want to beat. I feel if it doesn't take on the on track attention, it is something because at the end of the day,
Yeah.
uh,
We are Formula One fans. Yeah.
and
Mhm.
we don't want personal issues
Mm.
affecting because it really won't make sense that you lose focus on the racetrack, which we enjoy.
An argument last season as Ferrari fans is we're saying we think Lewis doesn't spend time in the simulator. You know
Sure.
how the younger drivers are always even playing the games. It kind of helps you
Yeah.
know the track inside and out. But
Yeah.
another thing I feel we should talk about maybe a different time is how as fans we start to think we own them personally. It's like we really want to dictate how they live their personal lives. Like as a fan, at what point do you draw the line here?
They are public figures, right? So they know
Sure.
if they are seen with a controversial person, it will get mileage online, right? So for me, I think it's intentional that they are seen together. There are so many drivers, especially previously. We never used to see even their wives, but the past few years, we know everyone's girlfriend, we know everyone's wife. So I don't know. They are the ones bringing them to the public and with publicity. So we are told negative or positive, both of them are good. So for them, they are still getting their money. They are building businesses. So
Sure.
for us, we are just left to argue. But anyway, as we are saying, we wish them the best, whether it's business or whatever. I hope it will not affect Hamilton because he deserves another one. Yeah. So he needs to get focused. If they have given him a car that can win a championship, he should not waste that opportunity.
True.
We shouldn't see him on E when he should be
True.
driving the car.
I know. And also, he shouldn't take for granted, right? Like you're saying, the younger ones are spending time on simulators and what. Nobody should be comfortable thinking they have the most experience, so they don't need to do something, right?
True.
He needs to put in the work, not for social media, like literally. When he reflects, he needs to see that he's doing everything he can to get that 8th title. We are supporting him to get it, and he needs to get it. He needs to be the driver with the most Formula One wins in history. During the season, let's see more of racing and more of F1 related news. But anyway, let's see how that goes. Yeah, so we are at the end of our recording. If you want to come on the porch, let me know, DM me, comment. Everyone is welcome on the porch. I have to say this, if you get the opportunity to come, I will ask what time you're available. I will tell you what time I'm available. If we decide that we are doing the meet and greet, because we normally do the meet and greet to see if somebody has the technical capability to do the recordings, please do not cancel on the day, because everyone makes plans. I'm a serious planner. That's why I get to do things and without looking busy or overwhelmed. So yeah, let's be reliable even to strangers, because really time is something important. If somebody gives you their time, let's take it seriously, Yeah, but everyone is welcome. Join the conversation on the paddock porch every week. Comment, like, join the porch. Let's ride together. Support my podcast by subscribing, following, interacting, and sharing. And yeah, this is the Paddock Porch, where we talk hot laps, life, and family. I'm Shiko, and as always, God bless.